I look at you while taking pleasure in the awful things you put me through. You take away.
Ain't no way, ain't no how. I'ma let somebody come and shut me down. Hold my own, I'ma stand my ground. I'ma rep my city and salute my town. Said ain't no way, ain't no how. I'ma let somebody come and shut me down. I'ma hold my own, I'ma stand my ground. And I'm ready for whatever, and I still stand proud. Ain't no
Wrestling Society Nation, assemble. I'm gonna do the Jeff Hardy dance. If you don't know who we're talking about by me just saying it, then you should just click off this video right now if you don't know what the hell this means. As you know, we are talking about Jeff Hardy, but not just any Jeff Hardy. We're talking about Willow the Wisp Jeff Hardy. If you have no idea what that is, you're in for a treat. Willow the Wisp Jeff Hardy. Man, it's been a long time since we've seen that. Rumors has it if he never does return to AEW, Willow the Wisp will be with him. But Willow the Wisp was Jeff Hardy's, you could call it, alter ego. You could call him Willow the Wisp or Willow or Wildo Jinx is one that they call it. And not a lot of people know this, but Wildo Jinx actually has wrestled in WWF. So back in, oh gosh, I want to say 1996, I believe it was, Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy wrestled under the names Wildo Jinx and Incubus Jinx. And they dressed up just like it looks like with Willow the Wisp, just a little different colors. But Jeff Hardy has wrestled as Willow the Wisp in WWF. That was the first time that he's done that. And he never really brought it to WWE, though, after he really became Jeff Hardy that we all know and love. He just was Jeff Hardy during that time. But then he came to TNA, and that's kind of when it all changed. So basically, the most notable one, which a lot of people probably know about, it was in 2014 when, storyline-wise, in Impact Wrestling, Jeff Hardy would quit Impact, and all of a sudden Willow the Wisp came back a while later, and man, put on a couple good matches, and it would also be, well, probably like I said, probably if you know about Willow the Wisp, this is probably, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because it was one of Impact's most watched times ever because of this exact stuff. People were wondering, what the hell is Jeff Hardy doing? Why does he look like that? Why is he not calling himself Jeff Hardy? But yeah, Willow the Wisp was a big part, and something that I was a big fan of. If it ever returned, I would be all for it. But another, I'm sure a lot of people also know about the Matt Hardy and broken Matt Hardy and the deletion. I'm sure everybody knows what that is. Well, here's a little something. So in 2016, broken Matt Hardy made his appearance, and Willow the Wisp was there. And basically, an imposter Willow cost Jeff the match. Come to find out, it was the new broken version of Matt Hardy who was the imposter, and he was basically hell-bent on deleting his brother. And well, that also came to the match, or they call it the final deletion storyline, is what a lot of people call it. And it's a hell of a storyline. And Matt would basically successfully defeat his brother, and basically turned him into Brother Nero, as a lot of people call it.
Nero.
Yeah, he's a bit much more sadistic and angry and violent and mean version of Jeff Hardy, which is Brother Nero. And basically, Brother Nero exists because Jeff Hardy himself became obsolete. But Willow the Wisp, man, that the best storylines was definitely back in 2014, where he did the whole he quit Impact and came back as Willow because he was putting on some great matches, and his entrances where he comes out with the umbrella and oh my gosh, man, what do you remember about Willow? Do you have any moments that stick out, or were you even a big fan of Willow?
So for me, Willow, the one thing that always, when I hear Willow, I always think about the costume
Yeah,
and
gosh,
the little
the mask, man.
yes. And I'm a big comic book fan, so immediately it makes me think of a Batman enemy. And I always see that and I'm thinking, oh wow, he's going with the Batman theme. So it's like, okay, cool. And his match, of course, I think it's amazing how you change perspectives and you just freedoms, because he was having great matches as Willow. And at that time I wasn't too big into TNA Impact like I used to have. I was at one point, but I still would look in like, okay, I'm feeling this. Okay, I like this. It's a retool of Jeff. I like it. I thought it was different. It gave that refresh button that all wrestlers need from time to time. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think you said it the perfect way. It gave him the refresh that you needed from time to time. Because damn, it gave him a refresh. And a lot of people, like I said, there's this speculation if Jeff Hardy does return to AEW. He's even talked about it, I believe. I don't remember exactly what his answer was, but there was talk about Willow being in AEW. I think it would be a great idea, especially when you have Matt Hardy in there still doing the whole delete thing. I think it would be a nice little, come around the circle in a story. And like you said, a nice little refresh. He comes back to AEW as one of his, older characters you haven't seen in a while. It's a nice little change. But yeah, Willow the Wisp has had his on and off appearances from TNA to Impact. And if you're gonna count WWF, you can count that as well. But yeah, he's been called Willow Jinx only a couple times. One of the times being when he first debuted, which was in 1996. And when he debuted during that time, I'm trying to remember exactly. It was during the era of Omega is what they called it. And it was run by the Hardy Boys. And it was used for WWE for the enhancement matches, and that's why they brought out Willow Jinx, and then Matt Hardy was Incubus Jinx. Matt Hardy only did it once, and that was it. He never became anything else except his whole broken character. But Jeff Hardy, it just worked on him. And I'm trying to think. I may have to search this one up because I know for a fact that he was also Will the Wisp was also featured on a little online thing virtually for like super fans, and it was during the WWF time. So if you want to count Willow being in WWF, he was technically there. He just wasn't really on screen like that. But I believe he was online on little websites here and there where he would pop up, and a lot of people speculated that he would be involved in storylines physically in WWF, but he never did. He never turned up, and he never showed up. And a lot of people say the reason is during that time, during the 1999 to the 2002 time was when they were showing the little pop-ups. That's also when the Hardy Boys and tag team wrestling skyrocketed. Like TLC 1, TLC 2, all that. Like the Dudley Boys coming in, Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys. Basically, they were like, you guys don't need to change a damn thing right now. You are on top of the world. Y'all are crazy. Keep it going. and they kept it. And basically Will of the Wisp was put in a closet, and he didn't touch it. He went to TNA. He brought it out after a while. He put it away. Impact brought it out again, and after that, after he left Impact and came to WWE, it's been put away ever since. Would I love a return of the Willow? Like I said, yes, I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be a fresh change, especially if he's going to come back. And it was a great story, and I think he should continue it with his brother Matt Hardy, because he is, well, I get you could consider him broken Matt Hardy if you want to, but he's still doing the whole delete thing. So why not? I think it's a good idea. But I mean, would you want to see the return of Willow?
Oh, definitely. Again, that refresh, and for me right now, as much as everybody loves Jeff, I think that, and this probably gonna sound a little cruel, but Jeff shouldn't show his face on TV, and that would be a good way for him to get back on TV, as far as people either not knowing or knowing, but at least you don't have to see Jeff, and he can calm down with some of the more dangerous stuff that he was doing to himself.
Yeah.
Like, again, back to a good reset for him, and for a nice final run, I think is a good, proper way to give it the ending that it deserves.
Yeah, I agree. And if he came back, so Jeff Hardy did describe Will of the Wisp as what he wants him to be. He described Willow as a super heel. That's what he said, a super heel. And the origins of Will of the Wisp actually came from a Marvel comic book. And it was a villain who was called, I don't remember whose villain it was, but there was a villain called Willow the Wisp. And it was also from his love of oh my gosh, why did I just go black? Thunder Liger.
Oh yes, yeah, I do remember him saying
Yeah, that's where he got the Willow inspiration. And basically, like you said, Willow is supposed to be pure evil. So I think it would be a good change of pace if he came back to AEW. It'd be different. It'd be a nice little story they got going on with the whole dark thing, if they did it like that. But it's basically an English folk tale, as he likes to describe it. So I like his idea. I think that's why I was such a big fan of Willow, because I'm a really big fan of the whole supernatural type thing, and he did a great job of it. I'd love to see him come back with it again. Will he come back? I'm not sure. Hopefully he does, so he can have a nice little finishing off in AEW, and then call it a career. And like I said, bring Willow with him. But yeah, now I got to go out and get a Willow the Wisp shirt. I'm sure they sell them somewhere. Actually, I got to get the Willow the Wisp, like you're saying, that mask. Because he used to come out with the mask, and then he had that coat on with the skulls on him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then he had the umbrella. Gosh, man, what a gimmick.
I wonder if that's where dang, I can't think his name. Marty Skrull came up with the umbrella.
Oh yeah, I never thought of that. Yeah, probably. I mean, because Willow. He was the first guy to really do that. Correct? I can't remember anybody else coming out like that with the umbrella and all that.
No, I can't either.
Yeah, honestly, that's a good point.
Marty, please let us know if you drew inspiration from Willow the Wisp. That would be a great thing.
Yes, Marty, let us know. Do you want to see Willow come back? I need that answer from you as well. But I also need the answer from y'all. Would you want to see Willow the Wisp come back? Did you like Willow the Wisp? If you didn't, what was your favorite Jeff Hardy gimmick? Because he's had quite a bit of them. Or I guess you could say face paint. What was your favorite face paint color by Jeff Hardy? And if you like any of our other stuff, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and then make sure you look at our other shows on the other videos on the B&B show. We have a lot, and they'll be coming out every Friday. And like always, we will see y'all next time.
I came from the UK. I can't and won't be stopped.
Come on, there you go. Get out there. Get out there. Get out!
And I will never give you a contract.
I tell you what, if you're gonna start off, you want to start off with one of the big guys. And to prove yourself, you want to knock them out.
This is the Wrestling Society Network.